Grunts is a $500 million valuated supplement brand. And what they figured out was that instead of packing greens in just powder, they instead used gummies. And today I'm explaining why I believe it's the most underrated brand to follow in 2026. The strategy that Grunts has been using from the start is super interesting because they've entered an industry or a market that is growing rapidly and where there's some big market leaders in. And what they did inside of that market was that they made a whole new product, not necessarily the ingredients, but the way that you use the product instead of all of the competitors. And that's super exciting. A lot of people think that the big competitor of Grunts is AG1, but if you really look closely into how they market, who they are targeting, what kind of people they are showing in their ads, then it's quite clear that they are communicating to a whole other audience. So let me give you an example of the audience that Grunts are targeting and that AG1 are targeting. So I've just opened up the ads library, took all of the ads that are live. When I look into these, it's very obvious that it's mummies, it's female audience first of all. Grunts even made a series, which I'm going to speak about later, or a sub brand called Grunts Kids. But it's very clearly that it's women. It's all focused on the same things. Like these kind of ads, AG1 wouldn't run because it's simply not their audience. So that's the first thing. When people call out that AG1 is the same audience as Grunts, I really have to disagree because it's so much about mummies, it's so much about females, about calories, about health, digestion, all of these different things. And now I've just opened up for the AG1 ads library, and you can see the whole communication, it's super different. Yeah, it might be women too in some cases, but it's all about running, people being in shape, being outdoor. It's the go-to. It's people fitted out, being fit. It's so it's super obvious to see that it's two really different segments. So I wouldn't necessarily say that Grunts has the same. That Grunts' biggest competitor is AG1 because I really don't feel like they're targeting the same. At some point they might, because they are both growing quite rapidly, but right now I wouldn't say that. So I'm going to go through 3 big topics that I believe is the reason why Grunts is winning in 2026. The first topic is the paid ads marketing setup that they're running. So Grunts is a masterclass on running ads in every single aspect that there is. So the first thing that they are really doing well is the full funnel marketing setup that they're running. And that is that they are hitting customers in every aspect of the journey. So when I say full funnel, it's making sure you hit the customers in an unaware, hit the customers in a problem aware, hit the customers in a solution aware, the problem aware, and the most aware. So what is super unique and something that every company actually should do when it comes to their marketing is to work with the full funnel. So first of all, Grunts is extremely good at producing UGC, which takes the customer for the full funnel. So first of all, for their full funnel UGC setup, they are starting out with a big claim, a question, something to catch the unaware audience. Afterwards, they are explaining them why there's a problem, making them problem aware. As soon as they're problem aware, they are making sure that they know what kind of solutions that there is on the market. And as soon as they see what kind of solutions that there is in the market, they start to talk more specifically into the product to make them product aware, what are the different products there. And as soon as they're done with that, they're coming up with some offer, could be some deal, could be their current, they got a evergreen offer, which I would say, which is the -50% off discount for all first-time customers. You also see that on the website, but they're making sure that they make the customers see it at the end of the video. So I would say Grunts' full funnel UGC setup and making sure that they are having content for the unaware, for the problemware, solutionware, problemware, and most aware, not just only having UGC covering it, but making sure that they got UGC covering specifically unaware, problemware, and so on. Having statics, all of these different things. It's a masterclass on how to run your ads in the different like awareness stages. Another thing that they are doing very well is that they are very specific on the market sophistication. So how much are the customers aware of the products? Like how much knowledge do they got? Do they know do they know specifically everything about it? Are they educated? Are they not? They are really doing a great job making sure that they are speaking in the right way with the right information to every single step of the funnel. So the second thing that they are doing very well is producing high volume of content in high quality. So very often, or earlier days, people would prefer high volume over high quality. And it makes sense due to how you were supposed to run your ads, all of these different things. It made so much sense to do that. However, the way that they are running their ads, they are very specific on, they need to make sure that they keep their branding in the right way. They need to make sure that it looks legit, that it doesn't look like some sketchy Alibaba, whatever thing. So with having the high volume and having the high quality of it, and I would say making high quality on Meta in these days are getting easier and easier due to AI, all of these different things. But it's also just to have it in mind that you're not just pumping out ads, but you make sure that the quality of the edits that you have, of the B-rolls, of the animations, all of this, that you make sure that it's high quality. I actually believe it's quite easy to make sure that the high quality follows the high volume. But this is something that they're doing very well. A lot of other brands are too, but speaking specifically on this case, one of the big topics. The third thing that they're doing very well is the split between video, statics, and GIFs. So with this new update from Meta on this Andromeda, it's never been more important to have some creative diversity, because there's a big chance that with the Meta Andromeda, it's going to end up in the same box, like it's going to be targeted into the same audience. And that's both a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing about it is that you're going to test the diversity of the content. Like with what you're doing with these different hooks is to make sure what hook or what version of this specific video is performing best to this audience. But if you are making these different hooks to try to hit different audiences, you're going to miss out on a whole lot. So what they are really doing well in combination with their full funnel is to have a very nice split of video, statics, GIF, and all of these different things to make sure that they're always hitting the different audiences, making sure that it's all not just ending up in the same Meta Andromeda box, if we should call it that. And that's something that a lot of people, I believe a lot of companies either focus super hard on videos and forget all about statics, or they go super hard on statics because it's so easy to push out and create, and they forget all about videos. But I would say having the mix of all these, they are doing a very nice job of that. So the fourth and final thing when it comes to their paid marketing is the ad themes to the different awareness levels. So what I mean with this is that there are the different types of ads to target the different stages in the funnel. Let's take an example. If we want to run an ad, if Grunge wanted to run an ad to target the problem-aware audience, they would use a us versus them, which would be to say the competitors are doing this, we are doing this, and that would be a nice way to, from a creative point of view, to target directly problem-aware people. Because if people saw that and didn't know anything about the competitors in the market and how brands were better, It wouldn't make sense. So it's automatically targeting, hitting the right people because they are the ones clicking, engaging, all of this. Grunts is doing a phenomenal job when it comes to this, together with having the diversity of the different examples of this. So this is an example of what I spoke about with having high quality and having a high volume. But this is an example of them doing a product aware, what they are saying us versus them. This is definitely compared to a green sprouter, could be AG1, or other competitors looking like that. But they are really here talking about the benefits, setting everything up, making sure that the customers are not even doubting if this is the right product that you should use, like use us instead of them. It could be us versus them, as I just mentioned. It could be features, benefits. It could be even having a claim, hitting the unaware audience. They are really doing a good job matching the ad themes, the different type of ad creatives to the different stages in the funnel, in the awareness, together with a mix of having videos doing that, statics doing that, GIFs doing that, together with having a high enough volume and a high enough quality. So just to recap, this is a masterclass in doing paid ads marketing. Something that's super relevant when it comes to this is that customers don't purchase when they are unaware, when they are problem aware, solution aware, product aware. They have to be most aware. They have to be in the bottom of the funnel. I can give you an example of why. If you didn't know that this was the best alternative on the market that you knew of, you wouldn't buy it. Like if you were unsure, you wouldn't buy it. If you didn't know you had a problem with not getting enough calories or getting enough greens or getting enough whatever food, you wouldn't buy a solution fixing that because you wouldn't be problem aware. So what they are really doing a great job at is also moving the customers down the funnel. Something that if you go deeply into the UGC full funnel that they are running, it's really impressive how they are making sure that they are taking the customers through unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware. I just noticed I wrote problem aware. It should be product aware. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's supposed to say product aware. But what they are really doing well with their UGC is making sure that they take the customers through the full journey. So you can actually get an ad, being unaware and making a purchase in the same video just with watching their UGC content, because they make sure that they take you through all of the different ad themes. So it's a masterclass in doing paid ads marketing if you go look at grants. So the second thing I want to talk about is their whole offer strategy and how they are making people convert. How are they making people buy? So they have a landing page for every aspect of the funnel. And they are, for example, directing new customers into a first order landing page. That's even what the URL of the landing page is. And it's fully optimized with the best offer and every information that the customer needs to make a decision on purchasing or not. This is something that a lot of companies really could learn from. It's something that is super unique. It's something that is really makes sense in every aspect. Having a landing page when you have such a narrow product range as grunts do, they're like selling these green gummies and that's kind of it. That they really go deeply into the full customer journey. Like one thing is running the ads, another thing is as soon as they click on the ads, what is happening? And having a landing page, having an offer page that fully optimized on the first order is just massive. Running that, making sure that they got all the information that they need. Because if you are a recurring customer or a returning customer, if you're a recurring customer, you probably got it on subscription and so on. But if you're returning customers, you might not need all the same proof as you did before because you already put your account on file, you already purchased. But you probably need more information on, is this like the product aware? Is this still the best? what kind of results are people getting. If you didn't feel like you got enough results, maybe you need more proof in that way and not more proof in is it legit or not, if it's your first time making a purchase. So they are really doing that well. So this is an example of me being on their landing page. This is the first order, like green powders landing page. First of all, they're hitting me up with a big offer, stating, like, asking me what's my problem, to make sure they get as much data as possible, to make sure that their email flows are optimized on do you need information on gut health, brain health, focus, energy, comprehensive nutrition, and so on. But this is the landing page, and there's like no noise, all focus on, like, you can't even go anywhere else. Like, you can shop adults, you can shop kids, but you can't really jump around anywhere else. First of all, so much information, 4.8 stars, 80,000 reviews, 1 million members. They got their offer. Like, all of, like, having this and doing this the right way, making sure that it's looking nice, something that's I believe is super tough, is making the CRO, like making the optimization on a website, making it so people really convert, and making it nice, looking nice, and matching the brand is something that I believe is super tough, but they really do a good job on it. Even adding on the 30-day guarantee, just to have a bang offer. You can try it out, 50% off, even get a 30-day guarantee. If you don't like it, you maybe get your money back. They're not really stating that, but yeah, that's how these offers work. The other thing that they're doing in terms of offers are that they are 24/7 adjusting their offers based on what you're getting when you purchase, what the prices are, what the discounts is. And this is something that I feel like a lot of companies are worried about doing, that you can't really run offers, you can't really run discounts because it's brand evaluating. But this is a core part of Grunt's strategy. Like, I don't believe that you would ever buy Grunts for full price, being a first time customer, because they just need to make sure that you convert. And as soon as you convert, you become a member and you just become recurring revenue. So this is something that I feel like a lot of companies could learn of, like trying out making banger offers for the first time customers. And I feel like the primary reason why companies are not doing this is because they are afraid that if they run some discounts, if they run some offers, that they're going to ruin their whole other part of the business. But there's so many ways that you can exclude your offers, exclude your discounts from current customers. And to be honest, people have it on a membership because it's convenient, because they don't want to think about if they should buy it or not. And if they want to have the best deals, they are just going to not be in on a subscription, and they're just going to buy the offers every time. Like, you could, as a Grunts client, just buy the offers again, like the first time offers. But it's a lot of work to compare to not saving that money and just getting it on a subscription. The third thing that they're doing in terms of the offers is that they are always connecting their offers to a season. So here in January, I took up an example. Right here on the landing page, the first thing I'm seeing, top of the screen, a new year resolution you won't quit by February 1st. Save up to 52%. So this 52% off is their evergreen offer. They're always running this, but they are really making sure that it's attached to the season. They're also calling this the limited New Year's offer. Might not be that limited. I love it because they are just combining it. Everyone is running offers always 24/7. So just making it relevant to the season, making it more okay, this is a limited edition New Year's offer. It's 50% off. I gotta convert now if I want the discount or not. And something I think is super interesting is that they are not just running 50% off, but 52% off, which is something that catches your eye another way. If you see 50% off, yeah, it might seem kind of generic, but having 52% off seems quite specific, and maybe for some reason. I could definitely imagine that 52% then instead of 50 converts so much better. The third thing I want to talk about in terms of content, what they are really mastering, is their use of social proof, and it's in such a extreme way. I've always said, and we always saying to our clients, like, you can't have enough proof, you can't have enough happy customers, you can't have enough testimonials, you can't, like, it just don't, like, it just don't damage in any way. So why wouldn't you just go get it? So I'm back on the website. As you see, top of the screen, 4.8 stars from 80,000 reviews and 1,000 members. And as soon as I click on this, I'm being dragged down to a segment or a section of on the website where it's just testimonials. You can read reviews on people reviewing the taste, the value, the versus powders, the benefits, the ingredients, the convenience, all of these different things, like main topics that potential first-time orders, customers are questioning. Like, is the taste really like good? Is it value for money? Is it better than powder? What's the benefits of it? How are the ingredients? Like, is it convenient or not? Like, all of these different questions that they might have, they can get an answer to with a specific, like, customer testimonial. People coming out with their review and saying, for convenience, you can see here, so easy to grab and eat on my way to the billion things I have to do as a mom. Again, fucking mommies. And then another thing is, like, showing video testimonials of this. I believe this might be UGC, but yeah, doesn't matter. And probably paid UGC, but that's a whole nother thing. But it's working out very well. And they are really making sure that they are showing everything. Another thing is that they are adding proof in a very, like, extreme way. And something we see that they're using is, like, having some proof testimonials, like having this example, having Shaun White. I love that it makes my health accessible to anyone, like, or to everyone. So this is Shaun White, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, snowboarding icon, such an icon for me as a snowboarder. Love him, like the personality, everything. This is something I would convert on. Like, if Shaun White is using it, I should use it too. And what we are really seeing is that companies collab in such a way that they use, like, they partner up with these celebrities or influencers or icons. Could be Hexclad for using Gordon Ramsay. It could be Kylie Jenner with her, like, makeup series. It could be Rihanna with her makeup series. Like, all of these different things. It's something that is being used so much, and I bet it's working like crazy. So they are really showing proof in that way too. Another thing is, when you go on their socials, it's available in Walmart, Target, Sprouts, Sam's Club, like, trusted by retailers. So if they are in these shops, the shops are trusting them to have the products on the shelves. They're doing brand partnerships with other big famous brands like drink culture pop sodas. They got 4.7 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, but with only 700, like, but only having 1,700 plus 50 reviews. I imagine that on Trustpilot they were bigger. That's another thing. They're doing well there. And then there's the whole ads, like, situation that's just full of people and full of different people, making it so much more trustable for consumers, as they can see other people are using them, other people just like them. So to summarize everything up, something that I believe that they are a masterclass in doing is just doing more of what's already working. So what they are currently doing is creating 3 to 4 different sub-brands under their main brand, and it's the same concept. It's the same setup, it's the same website, it's the same ad strategy. Yeah, the branding is different, the targeting is different, but it's the same, like, it's the same setup. It's just doing more of what's already working. And for me, being a big fan of Alex Hormozi, doing this more instead of just, like, thinking we should do this better in somewhere, we should do this new, or we should just like make something crazy nobody ever heard of before. Why would you ever do that? Why wouldn't you just make why wouldn't you just make more of what's already working? And this is a prime example of doing it. So if you want to follow the most underrated brand for 2026, you gotta follow Grunts.